Hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Let's Create Together, and we're basically starting where we left off, and lots have changed, as you can see. Oh, except for me clicking the wrong button every time I go to switch views. Yeah, that's still the same. So, upgrades. Made lots of upgrades. Carl helped out a good bit, but you can see our little section right here has changed. The problem was you were killing mobs, and the half the stuff just kind of like bleh into your inventory, and that got really annoying. So I went ahead and doubled up the hoppers, but then the XP didn't really want to flow correctly. So now we have this little thing. So XP will still come, and when you're up against the trapdoor, it'll get through the trapdoor. You can click on these and throw everything in there, no problem. These are industrial iron trapdoors. I kind of don't like how they don't work like regular iron trapdoors where they need to be powered to be moved, but it is what it is. We've also obviously got 4 spawners in there now. We got another skeleton and then a zombie, and then Carl hooked up these display boards to let us know how much our vaults are holding. I went ahead and created depots for bows and depots for rotten flesh. And that is so we can trade our rotten flesh to our cleric up here. His name's Richard for reasons of pain getting him in position. But yeah, we're doing a little bit of trading with Richard here. I have these trapdoors here to keep him from walking off the catwalk, because Richard likes to do that. And there wasn't a better way of doing it. I tried using the catwalk rails, but turns out those are not as tall as fences or walls, which is kind of annoying. So Richard just jumps over that, and he will end up dying at some point if he keeps doing it. So I've got some trapdoors right here for now until I can think of something better. And we've got the brewing stand right there. Everything is working precisely. We've got threshold switches, so when the vaults fill up, it'll dump some stuff and everything like that. We don't want the farm to turn off, obviously. We want to keep using it. So what I'm doing is, let's see if we can come over here. I've got these threshold switches doing this side. Actually, you know what? I've got them all enclosed because it was letting light through. Either way, there's an andesite funnel that's being powered by the threshold switch, or really by the redstone torch. There we go, that's the word. The redstone torch. And when the switch turns the torch off, it unlocks the andesite funnel and then just starts spilling its guts out until it reaches the bottom part of the threshold. I've got these kind of high up. I honestly don't know if I am using these things correctly yet. So far, they're working as they should, so I'm going to leave them alone. But yeah, we've just added some more filters and some more depots, and everything seems to be working. This is actually producing a good bit of XP. I'm really happy with it. To me, it would be worth using this instead of going to the end, because I talked about when we get an Enderman farm, there's no point in using this anymore. But with 4 spawners in there, it actually produces a good amount. So you can see, there it goes. It produces a good amount of mobs, so yeah, I think I'm going to continue to use this. Now on the exterior, I haven't done anything with the dock or anything like that. Again, I'm waiting for more buildings to get in place, and whether that's me doing buildings or other people doing buildings, we'll find out. But on the exterior, I realized I wanted this to look more patchwork. And what I had beforehand wasn't doing a good job of it. So I switched out some of the logs for the, what is this called? Andesite support. And I think these do a very good job of showing that was a very, very much patchwork fix. So overall, I think we are finished in here. I'm not sure we can improve much in here. Anything that gets improved will be in very small increments. So we're going to move on. And today I think I'm going to move on to the iron farm. Okay, so this iron farm has actually been pretty good to us. For as cheaply as Omni and I have made it, it's been pretty good. Mainly because we've been trading flint like crazy. So, oh wow, it's already starting to back up again. How are we doing on iron? Okay, well, not great. This is why we need a new iron farm. Now, I've been looking around. I'm trying to build my own farms. I don't want to just copy a tutorial, especially in Create. I want to learn as much as I can. That's the whole point we're doing this series. That being said, I have been looking at other people's farms to try to get ideas to learn what some mechanics happen. And between Omni and some videos I saw, obviously crushing wheels are a big thing. But some of these people they're like, hey, this does 4,000 ingots an hour. We don't need that kind of stuff. So in order to start, I need to get the old one out, which is scary, and make a little bit of room. I have a early idea of, I think, 10 drills. So 10 stone generators instead of this one. I would hope that equals into 10 times the production. Let's just get this cleaned up first. Okay, the old iron farm has been cleaned up. I went ahead and took out part of the mountainside with our digger, and I'm starting to lay things out. So I'm hoping this still works. I'm going to put some buckets of lava in the middle, and hopefully that spreads out on both sides, thus creating the stone we need to drill. And I'm hoping to run 2 tracks of belts under this side and under this side. And I'm gonna hope that lava doesn't touch the belts or touch the items on the belts and destroy it. That's kind of the basis of my whole farm. So if it messes up, then I'm gonna have to think of something else, but that means that's the first thing I need to figure out. And I'm realizing I should have put those further off the mountain so I don't have to dig any more into the mountain. I really should be building this from the bottom up, honestly. But, you know, it's not how I'm gonna do things. Nope. Okay, I think I've got the farm itself worked out. So I'm gonna do some free cam to explain my thought process. Will it work? Will it not work? I'm not sure yet because it's not actually functional. It's just laid out. So let's start up here where we have some leaf blocks holding some water back. We're going to have lava in this middle section, which will then create cobblestone blocks over top of these belts. And the drills are being run by chain drives. We'll then drill the cobblestone, put it down into this vault here, and we'll go into these crushing wheels. This should make gravel. The big thing is, will the cobblestone that gets drilled out get messed up by the lava? That's the part I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's gonna make the cobblestone faster than it can destroy. So I'm hoping that's gonna protect our blocks. But yeah, it comes down, it's gonna get crushed through here, and it's gonna sit right here where there's a fan. It's kind of hard to tell. There's a fan gonna be constantly blowing, and then I've got a filter that says basically don't let gravel in. So it's gonna sit on top of this guy until it converts from something other than gravel. Now we're close enough to the ground, I can come out of free cam, and that'll fill up that chest, which then I need to put another one of these guys on here. I'm going to let it run this way, and then I'm going to have flint go into this one, and I'm not going to do a vault for flint. I'm going to do like hoppers and double chests and stuff. We don't need a ton of flint, but I'd still like some because we're trading with it so much over there. So I think that would be a good idea. And then this one right next to it is not for iron. It's actually for not iron. What I'm going to do is this is going to overflow at some point, and instead of doing the same overflow mechanic I have down in there, I'm just going to put one next to it. So when this fills up and it can't accept any more flint, it's going to go into this one, and this one's going to take everything that's not iron and spit it straight into lava. Easy peasy. But everything that is iron, we're going to keep coming down. They're going to fill into here, and this thing's just going to be constantly smashing it, and that's going to turn it into an ingot instead of a nugget, and it's going to spit it out on this belt, and then it's going to go into here. It's just a barrel, but this will be a pretty large vault, so we're going to have a ton of it. There is the argument that I can turn these into blocks. I find ingots more useful than blocks. And while iron's extremely useful, it's not the most important block, especially in Create. I think brass is quickly becoming the most important block in Create. So, yeah, long explanation short, this is the iron farm. Now I just need to get it running. When it comes to power, I was going to try to come up with something new, like a windmill or something. I think I'm just going to use water wheels for now, and we'll do the power later, because I keep reading up on how to create power stations and stuff like that, and they are super cool, and I think it kind of deserves its own episode to get into. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get this up and running, and we'll come back to the power later. Okay, it is running, and it's running beautifully. Some things had to change. The farm didn't exactly work right out of the gate, mainly because we didn't have a chute underneath the crushing wheels. So I had to kind of lower everything down to fit a chute in there, and then the fan became the bottleneck. First it was figuring out how crushing wheels worked, but the fan became the bottleneck. So now we have 3 fans in here, one here, and then one in the back. And you really can't see through the glass, but they're getting washed. Actually, it should be done any second now. There it goes. And then it's spitting it out over there. Yeah. So super excited about this. How much? Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh yeah, we can't open that one because there's a block above it. But everything is set up. Everything so far seems to be working. And we are producing some iron. Kind of hoping it was a little more than this, especially considering the amount of flint we have. But overall, I think this thing's working pretty good. I need to start working on the building. That's a problem, because I don't really have a design for the building. I was still enthralled with building the farm that I didn't think of what was going to encase it. So I need to do some planning. I'll come back when I kind of have an idea. Okay, I think I've got the general shape for the building down. I'm actually pretty excited about that. The stonework's not growing on me though, so I might have to change that up. But yeah, bottom section, upper section. I still want to do brick walls at the top, kind of like we're doing over here on our base. I still have a lot of extra of those, so I think that's going to work out pretty well, and it gives that industrial feel, which is what I'm going for. The stone, I'm not really sure on. I think I want to mix in some stripped dark oak. I think that's going to be real nice. And the roof's really the only thing I have 100% I like. I was going to climb up there. There's no real point. But yeah, this little slope shape, and then this circular piece at the top. I'm gonna put skylights in the circular piece, so I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I think I need to put some more blocks down before I figure anything out. The only downside is I said is a lot right there, but I'm blocking the walkway through here. So if we wanted to expand that way, it's gonna be a little hard. But I think we could get creative with kind of like digging this out like this, and kind of have an overhang slash cave slash walkway through here. I think that would be really cool. And this happened totally by accident, because I was lining the building up based on the washing, and yeah, so lining the building up just so happened to line up with the staircase down to the iron, or the Cathedral of Bones. So I'm pretty happy with that. That was a happy accident, and I'm feeling that. But yeah, let me get back to work placing some blocks real quick. Okay, recording's starting to get a little messy because I'm having a lot of clips I haven't edited yet, and it's weighing on my mind a little bit. I know where we are in the episode time-wise, and I know time's getting late, considering we just went and played Omni's minigame over there, and I want to include this in this episode, so I know that's got to go in also. So, here's the build so far. Not detailed. Let's put that out there. So, all the stone brick bleh, will get changed at some point, but you're starting to really see what the building's going to look like. Is it getting dark? It is getting dark. But yeah, so this is the shape, and I'm pretty excited about this. Now, this little oomph in the middle we talked about, it's going to be a skylight. Basically starting there, going to like here, there's going to be a big skylight. I say big skylight. It's actually this is pretty much a small room because of how much room this takes up. But that's the way the building's starting to look. The next little bit, it's going to be a long repetitive process of placing blocks, especially doing the roof and stuff. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to get to it. I'm just going to keep playing Minecraft and placing blocks now that you see what the building looks like now, and we'll come back when the building's done. I have some ideas for the interior, and I'm kind of excited for it, but I'm gonna play Minecraft. I'm kind of excited just to play. So be back shortly. And just like that, we have detail and a more or less finished build. Also, something popped up overnight over here, and it's gorgeous, and I love all the movement that's happening. I kind of wish I put more movement into this build, but there's a lot of stuff going on the inside, and it started to feel cluttered, and I didn't really like that. So let's just look at the exterior for right now. Just a little bit of detail, just a little bit from the last time we were here. I went ahead and did the brace trick that I did over there just to have some continuity. And we come over here, nothing special on this side because there's nothing built over here. Maybe I'll change that later. I always go back to builds later in time periods. Like I've already worked on this, yeah, since then. But yeah, so here's our build, and Carl has already hooked up some wireless redstone in it. But yeah, I'm calling it Worx. And I love this build. The girders are, that's what I had in my mind the entire time. When I said I was upgrading the iron farm, it was for girders. I think they're gorgeous, and I love using them, and I plan on using them a lot in my base, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to make sure I had an upgraded iron farm. So yeah, everything still outputs over here iron-wise. I've added some decals and stuff like that. Little red light that basically says, hey, this is a danger zone. Don't stick your hand in there. Hence the skull. But yeah, iron goes in there. This is to say, don't put anything in here. Let the machine put things in here. But if you do accidentally put things in there, it comes out over here. So we don't have to worry about that. No issues there. But yeah, iron comes out at a stack at a time. No problem. You know what? Let's just keep this. You come up here, it's got a no entry sign above it because this is basically just, hey, we're gonna get back to the redstone and stuff. And you see Carl's wireless stuff that we set up. That's gonna allow the farm, when it gets filled, it's gonna automatically turn itself off. There's no point in making more iron if we have nowhere to put it. So the only section that kind of is overflowing at the point right now is the flint. I did move the flint. I did put it in a vault. It was, I mean, you can still technically get to it. So the flint originally was right there, and it was in this weird spot where it was hard to access and stuff. And I had the idea to put it over there, and then Carl came in and also mentioned putting it over there. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put it over there. So we did that. We moved a couple of the villagers down there. There's still more we can move up here. This guy does flint and iron. I think this guy just does iron. There's another guy that sells flint, but he's a Fletcher, so he doesn't really work in this area. And yeah, all these random things are pretty cool. They were either leftover scraps from the build here or the original parts from the first iron farm. Like these barrels were from the iron farm, that millstone, that cogwheel, that drill. These are all original iron farm pieces. And the bolts were just left over for making all the bolts. So, yep. And we got this here. Carl's hooked that up. We ended up putting it right here, and it works out really cool. I like how it's inset in the wall. These do update. You just got to kind of give it a second. So let's wait. There we go. Like it was on command. So not a super efficient iron farm. 201 ingots per hour. I know some of the basic ones can do 400, but I mean, look at. We're almost at 3,500 ingots in that vault. Iron's not going to be a problem. This farm's going to do very well. I'm super happy with it. And then up here, wasn't sure what to do with this spot. And then I remembered while I was working up here, I constantly needed iron sheets. So I just connected the power from over there to here, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. You can see there's a placard showing you the stamping for the iron sheets is up there, and I am so proud of this build, like really proud. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this episode. I know I talked about putting Omni's game in this episode, but as you can see, we're running a little late and I don't want to force it in there, so I'm going to put it in next episode, and that also gives me a lot of time to edit because I started editing it and it was already a super big challenge to edit it correctly and give it its due. So we're going to save that for the next episode. In the meantime, I'm going to clean up around here, maybe do a little landscaping, especially seeing Stowe's build next door and how pretty the exterior looks. I need to step the exterior version of this up a bit. But yeah, if you guys like this episode, come back next time. I can't wait to jump back in there. All I can do is think about playing and create. It's such a great inspiration. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe. And until the next one, I'll see ya. Bye.